Hey guys, Nananki here bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Today I am playing as the engineer on Hoodoo, and I am playing defense, and kind of playing the turtling engineer, the style where you're basically clustered around your equipment, huddled in a corner, and hoping for the best. You need your team to kind of defend you in that situation and hold the corner, but it's incredibly effective on this particular corner on the first stage of Hoodoo, if you ask me. I got a late start, and I had my friend Metamorphosis playing with me, and initially he was playing a Crits Creek medic, and I'd convinced him to give me a crits with the Widowmaker, but right at the beginning there, I got blown to smithereens. I didn't have any metal in my gun, the metal wasn't there. Like I said, I got a late start getting set up, and I felt like that was a priority over trying to play around with the Crits Creek with the Widowmaker, which is my weapon for this video, is the Widowmaker, and it's not bad. I like it. I like it especially when you can, fire it endlessly when you're, hitting people with it and getting the metal back and not having to reload the gun. That's pretty terrific. It's also pretty terrific when sentry guns that are built right on the lip there actually look down and blow people up before they manage to stand there and burn you to death. Of course, my gun was what killed me there, so... And right here, you saw that spy kind of run in, and he's off to the left there, and he's disguised as an engineer. And I got to see right up to the moment where he moved in, and like half my stuff got sapped. And, I tried to warn my fellow teammate there, my fellow Engi. I said something the moment I spawned, because I know it seems like some servers you can hear, or you can see speech from dead people, and sometimes you can't. So, I don't know. But I noticed my teleporter was still up, and I was kind of surprised by that, frankly, but I was like, well, here's what I'll do. I'll get it to level 3, I'll head to the front, I don't expect it to stay up, but there was that other Engi, and there was somebody on the other team, in fact, because All Talk was on talking about the fact that there was still a mini-sentry there and still a teleporter up, which is, of course, my teleporter. And there's the spy that was called just a moment ago, and there's me? Like, no, I don't think that's me. Yeah, this round was pretty interesting. Not so much as far as the gameplay, like, I don't go on any rampages, I kill very few people, for that matter, with the sole exception of a pair of spies. I think at one point, in fact, they have 3 spies. I don't really keep track of their names too carefully, but at a bare minimum of 2 spies, who I do end up dominating over the course of this round, because they are fairly inexperienced at being at all deceptive. They don't have the finer points of espionage down.
You don't be so kind as to try and push the cart. I heard that helps in games like these.
Love that guy. Like, no, why would you want to push the cart? But yeah, I'd assume he was either the soldier or the pyro who killed me in this round so far. Not because, I could only die to someone who's capable, because that's certainly not the case, but because the pyro called out when he burned me down. He was like, oh, the Engi's down. Get that gun down while the Engi's down. It's like, okay, well, you obviously know what you're talking about if you're advising your team in real, to do things like that, so... Right here I sped up the video because there's a spy way off in the distance, kind of past the first point on the left. There's that little raised section of a platform where Engis tend to build pretty commonly. There's a metal pickup and, well, I should say an ammo pack and a health kit there, a little mini one. Well, he's standing off way over there in the distance where I just fired the pistol. That's where he was hitting my gun from. He's so far away. If he had the ambassador, yeah, it'd be possible for him to headshot me even through the mass of people and equipment. And so I just kind of made sure to keep moving and, keep my head down. I'm more worried about rockets and grenades, and my gun is built really far back, so somebody could, potentially stand line of sight straight in front of it there in the alleyway and just gun me and my stuff down. And I'm kind of worried about that happening. So right here, I stick my neck out for the one time in this round, and I get immediately decapitated by the Hitman's Heatmaker. So I am not going to be sticking my head out anymore. In fact, you'll see me a few times, like, debating heading out, and I'm like, no. And right here, man, I hit this spy, how many? That's 3, 4, 5 times with my wrench? I mean, that's kind of maybe giving myself the benefit of the doubt. Let's be conservative here and say a bare minimum of 3 of those shots landed. That's pretty weak for 3 wrench shots to not kill a spy. And I was like desapping the gun that was in front of the spy there at the end. He was oddly laggy. I hate it when lag is of a benefit to the player who's lagging. Like, I'm okay with, you lagging and me being able to kill you easier for it. I'm not so okay with you lagging and I can't hit you with my wrench because your connection is messed up. Like, you shouldn't gain a benefit from having a crappy connection. You shouldn't gain a benefit from having poor hardware. And, here comes another spy, and he bumps into the sniper, and sniper just utterly doesn't respond at all or react in any way. It's like, when you bump into your own teammates, that's something to react about. And I have a feeling that these spies have mainly only played against people like that so far. But I would say the most important thing to learn if you're trying to be, better at espionage techniques is to focus on your prey. If your target is an engineer who is constantly moving, constantly watching his surroundings, spy checking everyone who comes in range, you know, don't try to straight approach him like that. Don't try to run straight up to him, because you're going to get spy checked. Your best opportunity is going to be to either, you know, if you've got an invis watch that requires metal, to hang out around the dispenser, because you can hang out there indefinitely almost. Wait until the gun comes under fire, because then obviously the engineer is going to go hit the gun, and then you can move in and backstab him, because he's distracted. You can't look in two directions at once. Even if you wrench and look behind you in between, you know, there's still an opportunity there. I've gotten people in that situation. I've been got in that situation plenty of times. What doesn't work is walking up, decloaking directly in front of your target, and then trying to, I don't know, dance? Because he didn't even go for a revolver shot, but of course he's standing in front of a level 3. So, I mean, as soon as the Engi snaps his attention to you like that, and you're decloaking, and you know you're made, all you can do is, like, sap the gun and start shooting at the Engi. If you can nail that headshot with the first shot, then all you need is, you know, any body shot anywhere on them, and at that kind of close range, you're going to get them. Right there you saw the speech bubble, and it was like, yeah, all talk's on, dude, you know, I can see you when you talk. It's like super obvious spy is obvious. And, you know, it's all you can do is kind of give people tips, like, yeah, man, I can see your speech bubble on, you know, when you talk, even when you're invisible, so don't do that. And, you know, just let people know, just be friendly about it, you know, don't be a complete asshole about it. And lucky me, I got that crit shot, and, you know, I never believe it when I kill a spy in one shot. I'm always like, dead ringer! Like, I just watched that guy decloak, so I know he wasn't using the dead ringer. Even if he was using the dead ringer with the Saharan spy, or whatever the heck it's called, Saharan spy set, then even under those conditions, you'd see the hat. You would still have a tip-off. So, seeing him decloak, not hearing the noise, and then on top of that having him, you know, die immediately, he couldn't have gotten enough metal back fast enough no matter what. So he's definitely dead. And like I said, there's not a lot of incredible, you know, gameplay as far as me running around and murdering people in extravagant fashion, but I thought it was funny enough just for the number of times these spies make just the most obvious approaches. And it's like, you know, you've got like 3 spies wasting 3 slots on a 12 versus 12, and you've effectively crippled your team. You've now made it a 9v12. And, you know, right there I saw the cart moving for a good 10 seconds almost, I'd say, and I was like, man, I'm gonna run up there and just make sure that there is at least someone there. But as soon as I got to the stairs, they vanished off the cart, I thought, and I saw, you know, the kill feed. I was like, oh, okay, there's at least 2 people watching the cart, so I will continue to hang out over here. With 10 seconds left, I think, okay, at this point it doesn't matter at all if my stuff got destroyed and sapped at this point. Someone's pushing the cart in, and no one's killing them. And yeah, I guess there was an Engi in the pit who was shooting him, and as to whether or not he would have made it, if not for me, I can't say, but it looked like a strong possibility. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that played out in the end, and the only reason I have so many points is from teleports. I probably had like 50, 60 teleports that round.
Super engineers.
But because that was not the most exciting gameplay footage, I did continue playing after that, and I was playing Medic. And so I got a few amusing things to show you on Medic, because Medic's my second most played class. I play Medic almost every time I play. And it's not always exciting, but it's sometimes it is, and sometimes it's interesting. Like right there, you saw our 2 snipers get killed by the spy, and the spy disguised as a sniper, which is actually pretty smart. And I tell my team, you know, hey, that spy sniper is heading to spawn. Right when I came out, you saw him decloaking, you know, partially, and I was like, yeah, I see ya. I see ya. And luckily he took that stab at me, and if you're guaranteed to die, like if you're in that situation as a spy, the medic's stabbing you and you're disguised, just let him kill you while you're disguised, because it deprives him of uber charge. The only way you get uber charge on a spy is if they are undisguised, or possibly disguised as their own team. I don't know that with certainty, but it would seem logical. So I'm going to say that's the case. But if they're disguised as your team, and you hit them with the uber saw, you do not get any uber off of it. Which is like kind of annoying and frustrating, but I thoroughly understand the reason for it, because it would make spy checking even easier than it already is, and it's already awfully easy to spot spies. So I saw Ad, you know, get his Phlogistinator up and just lay waste to so many people. I was like, you know what, I'm popping the scripts. This is going to be the longest, most destructive incineration of enemies in the history of ever. And I'm like, oh, it's not over yet, baby. It's still, oh, it's over now. And I thought, well, you know, I don't know how many of those crit flames hit that heavy, and then I think I saw the medic maybe back there. I don't know. I don't think there's a... Yeah, there's the medic. I knew I saw a medic. And it was like, oh, that whole thing has gone to hell. But yeah, heavy, man. you can't charge a heavy, even as a pyro. We had the high ground. I think maybe if we had tried to get in closer before dropping and dropped right on his head with the Phlogistinator full of crits and the pyro fully overhealed, then I think we maybe would have got him. But, you know, hey, hindsight's 20/20. You know, timing is everything. What can you say? So as I'm running by there, I let him fire, and you see me just make a V-line straight for the health. Like, no, I'm just getting the health right now. Like, I don't need to have anything less than full health. I already die so easily. So I'm running around with that here. My buddy who's playing with the Beggar's Bazooka, the triple-shot rocket launcher. And, you know, we're blowing people up left and right, and, you know, here comes this medic literally out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my god, there's a medic stabbing you in the back. So he self-destructs on the medic and prevents at least his Uber from being able to be utilized. And I kill the scout who charges straight at me, and you know, that's not very much what you want to do with Scout. You know, you are so darn fast, you want to jump all over the place, move left and right. You know, it's almost impossible to track a jumping Scout with the Bloodslogger or the needle gun. So I'm thinking, like, okay, I killed the Scout, time to make my brilliant escape, and I'm just, you know, immediately spotted by the soldier on the ledge and shot at, and who's shooting me in the back now but the same Scout, with the force of nature no less. And I'm like, you know, I know from experience, 2 point-blank shots with that thing, and I'm dead so quick. Like, even 1 point-blank shot with only 75, 80 health. So here I'm coming around, I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to leave after this crazy excursion without getting something for it. I've been, you know, alive for like a whole minute and a half without getting any Uber charge, and so I fill up my Uber on that soldier. I come running in like, I will Bloodslogger for life. Because, you know, I'm not trying to kill anybody, I'm just trying to preserve my own health. You see I gained back 20 health in, you know, a second and a half by using the Bloodslogger, and so I come around the corner, I want to Uber charge the first person I see, and who is it but Ad with the rocket launcher. The Beggar's Bazooka, and comes around the corner, and my kill feed, you know, scrolled off people that were dead over and over and over again. I don't know how many he got there, 7, 8? So that was like a great effective crits, and I was thoroughly happy about it. And that was the end of that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, I greatly appreciate it. Leave a like if you liked it, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.